All right, let's continue working our way through quadratic equations and talking a little bit about the discriminant and what that tells us. This isn't too hard, guys. It just involves the b squared minus 4ac. All right, so anytime I ask you about the type of solutions we have or the number of solutions, so again, those are your keywords here. Middle column here, types of solutions or number of solutions. All you need to do is calculate what's under the square root in the quadratic formula. And so you just need to calculate b squared minus 4ac. If b squared minus 4ac is positive, so greater than 0, it just means it's positive, all right, then we have two real solutions, meaning we cross the x-axis in two spots, okay? If the discriminant, or b squared minus 4ac, equals 0, then there is one real solution. And so what that means is the parabola just sits on the x-axis. Right? So note the difference between the top picture and the middle picture. And then lastly, the only other case that can happen is if the discriminant is less than 0. Now let me ask you a question. If I have a square root and this thing right here is negative, what do we know? From the first lecture material, we know that that's a complex number. All right? And so if the discriminant is less than 0 or a negative number, we have no real solution. And what that means is that we have two imaginary solutions. And all this means is that the parabola neither touches nor crosses the x-axis. And so it just kind of sits up in some quadrant of our coordinate plane. All right, so let's just run through three examples here. Give the number and type of solutions for the given quadratic equation. All right, so I see this quadratic equation. What do I want to do? Do I need to solve it? No, I don't. I just need to calculate the discriminant. I need to do b squared minus 4ac, and when I plug this in, I get 36 minus 36, or 0. All right, what does it mean when the discriminant's 0? It means we have one real solution. In other words, that parabola is sitting on the x-axis. All right, what about 2x squared minus 7x minus 4? Again, do I need to solve this? Absolutely not. I can just use the discriminant. All right, and so I'm plugging in the b squared minus 4ac, where negative 7 is b, a is 2, and c is negative 4. All right, I calculate this. I get 49 plus 32, or 81. All right. Do I need to worry about what this means? No, 81 is positive. 81 is greater than 0. And since 81 is greater than 0, we have two real solutions. Okay? Well, I'm sure you all can guess what's going to happen here in the third case, but let's consider this quadratic equation. Again, I'm going to use my a, b, and c and evaluate b squared minus 4ac. Okay? And when I do, I get 4 minus 48, or negative 44. And so what does negative 44 tell me? It tells me it's negative, all right? And because the discriminant is negative, we have two imaginary solutions, or we can say we have 0 real solutions, all right? And that's just how we can use the discriminant to get some information about our types of solutions and our numbers of solutions.